Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dairy Raid and episode 2 of our Let's Build an Offensive System series. And today it is all about communication. Taking the plays on the page and translating them into a language that the players not only can remember, but execute and turn into instinct. And I think this is an aspect of the game that has definitely gotten out of hand. And I know the football savants out there pride themselves in the ability to blabber out use short to gun west, right, slot stack, three jet, double post, wide, diesel, halfback burst, like they're reciting their ABCs. And God bless you, that ain't me. I am all about simple, efficient communication and the ability to pack as much information as I can into as few words as possible. And part of that is a product of my coaching career, largely been teaching players who have English as their second language, but also the idea of why using more words when less will do. So, to use as an example, like before, we're going to dig right into my 2025 playbook and we are going to build up how I call a play and the rationale and the system behind it. So, everything for me starts with the formation, and I keep things simple by I use colors and I use paired colors. So all my strong right formations have an R in them. All my strong left formations have a L in them. So instead of saying twins right, twins left, I say red and blue. One could argue now I am making them more or memorize two different formations when I only have one before, but it's one less word in the play call, and for me, that is a win. As of right now, these are all the formations that I use. I don't use all of them all the time. Some of these formations I have a play or two I use, but the vast majority, like most air raid teams, are my red and blue, green and gold, your standard twins and trips formations. And if anything, I might use a little bit of different personnel every now and then, but we keep the language simple. From there, we go into the series. I organize my plays into series based around blocking schemes. And those blocking schemes are then augmented by either changing the destination or the backfield action, or in the terms of a passing play, focal points. So, how I series my plays, my 10 series are inside zone, 20 are outside zone, 30 are power scheme, 40 are quick screens, where we just use a simple run scheme as the blocking scheme. I have my 50s, which are my quick or mirrored passing plays, simple reads, one side reads. My 60s are my drop back. These are full field reads. 70s, I roll out, move the pocket, and use the passing concepts from the 50 series to give me my routes. And my 80s are full screens where I have the offensive lineman blocking to the landmarks. I have found that in my coaching career, this is the best way for me to organize things and to keep things simple for my players. And like I said before, we build the play starting here. And we do that by adding either the destination or the gap that the ball carrier is going through, the aiming point for the screen, or when it comes to my down the field passing game, it's the passing concept. And the route structure is built into that destination. From there, we can add, so we'll go back. Right here is 75% of my plays. A color and a number. Red, 11. Blue, 10. green 62, whatever. The majority of my play calling is right there. Makes it really simple for me to communicate the plays from the sideline to my quarterback or to the entire offense if I'm going no huddle. And it makes preparation that much easier. From this point, we can augment either the formation, the series, or the play call with tags. And tags allow me to change aspects of either the formation or the play to give me more answers without having to create an entire new play. And we'll get into that deeper once we get into the actual plays. But first we have formation tags. These are tags that move one or two players around in the formation without having to have me create an entire new formation just because I want to, for example, move my H into a wing like an H back and call it big, or move my H into the backfield, go two backs, move my Z into the backfield, go empty, various kinds of empty. At the end of the day, I can keep things relatively simple without having to come up with a completely new formation name for each of these tags. So instead of having to come up with a formation for twins with an H back, I can have big, and now I can use that big in every formation that I have that has an H, which, spoiler alert, they all do. And this allows me a lot of my plays to multiply them even further without actually adding anything new for the players to learn. We also have motion. These are moving players pre-snap. And I don't use motion as much as I would like. I think that's going to change this coming season. But we have lots of ways and lots of different players we can use in motion. I can motion all of my backs and my receivers and get them on the move pre-snap. And again, I'll pause here for a second. You can see how I do it. But I'm just adding one word to the play call. And for me, that keeps things simple and keeps me from overthinking what I am doing in my play call. And then finally, we can have a play tag. And these can be anything from tagging an RPO onto a run play. This can be tagging a individual route on a pass play and changing just one route. It could be tagging play action onto a pass play. Again, just like formation tags, play tags really only affect the player who is involved in the tag. So it doesn't change anything for anybody else. Everyone else still does their job based on the series and the destination of the play that's called. But the tag will then augment what one player is going to do. And we keep it simple that way. So all in all, if I want to go with a typical, most complicated run or play I can call in my system, here we go. Low red zip, 11 block. And this gives me a two-back formation. We're running inside zone. The block tells my H to come across the formation and seal the backside B gap, and the zip is just a short motion from my Z. But all of this information, if you're an offensive lineman, you just need to know the play and the look and the direction. If you're a receiver, you get your formation, you know where to line up. We keep everything pretty simple. And this is as complicated as I am comfortable getting. And we'll keep it there. All right, and then next, we'll wrap things up with talking about our cadences. Another thing that, again, can get a little bit out of hand, I keep things really simple. I use the clap, like a lot of modern, faster offenses do. I don't do a lot of checks at the line. If I do, it comes from me on the sideline, and I will let my quarterback know, you know, we're looking at the defense, we're calling a kill call, call it on Wednesday. Let's look on the sideline. We'll go from there. But I try to build as much answers as I can into the actual play that I don't need to change much on the play call or on the field. So we just want to get the ball, and we want to get the ball snapped. And 99% of the time, I'm running on Sunday, Monday, or Saturday. Keeping things really simple. And I build my motions timing into Tuesday. I build my checks to the line in on Wednesday. And if the defense starts to time any Sunday or Monday, we'll run Thursday or Friday. But honestly, they don't. As long as your quarterback, or excuse me, your center and your quarterback can be arrhythmic when it comes to their clap and their goes, you can keep any defense off guard without having to build in hard counts, etc. So there we have the basic idea of communication, the play call, getting the play from the page to your players. Obviously, it can get more complicated than that, because we haven't talked about no huddle, we haven't talked about audibles, we haven't talked about anything like that. And that's something we will build towards, but not until they get this down first. All right, there we go. That is how we communicate our offense in our offensive system. Next time, we are going to get into a bit of the run game and start with the building blocks of a successful offense. You have to build around your base run schemes. And that's what we're going to do next time. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you then.